Good morning, welcome to day 21. Whoa, we're so close. Day 21 of the Psalm Summer Challenge, which means you just passed the 2/3 mark. Wow, you guys are we're getting there. Welcome to Psalm 84. This is a psalm that you guys might be familiar with. And rather than, I'll walk you through some of it, but more so I want you guys to think and stop and reflect on your heart and your soul. Psalm 84. Go verses 1 and 2. How lovely are your dwelling places, O Lord of hosts. My soul longed and even yearned for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh sing for the joy to the living God. Verse 4, how blessed are those who dwell in your house. They are ever praising you. Verse 5, how blessed is the man whose strength is in you and whose heart are the highways to Zion. Blessed, could translate to fortunate or happy. It is a demonstration of God's grace and kindness upon them. So it is a result in a kindness of God that they receive. So how happy, how fortunate, how rich, how graced they are by God. How fortunate are those who dwell in your house. How fortunate is the man whose strength is in you, whose heart are in the highways to Zion. Verse 10, this is a verse that I think you to know. For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 outside. I would rather stand at the threshold of the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness. Verse 12, O Lord of hosts, how blessed is the man who trusts in you. For you, you can work to understand all the wordplay that's going in the psalm. And if you figure it out, sweet. There's a lot of references that if you can process, that is awesome, great work. You are a Bible scholar. For the majority of you, my goal for you and for me as I read this psalm is what do I long for? Verse 2, my soul longed and even yearned for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh sing for joy to the living God. What is it that you desire above anything? If you could have anything, if right now I gave you this pen, and I say, if you remove the cap of this pen, you can have anything you want in life. What would you want? Would you want to go to Disneyland? Would you want to go see the Padres? You want to meet Ohtani? That's the Dodgers. I'm new to this. What would be the one thing that you would desire? Man, I want to ace my test. I want to make a new friend. I want her to notice me. I don't know. What is the one thing that you want above all else? Psalm 84. My soul longed and even yearned for the courts of the Lord. The thing that he desired above all is to stand in the courts of the Lord, referring to the temple, basically, is the dwelling place of God. Their greatest desire was to stand and worship the Lord. Verse 4, how blessed are those who dwell in your house. They are ever praising you. When you look at somebody, you say, man, they're really blessed. Man, they're very fortunate. Man, they must be very happy. Well, why do you look at them and say, wow, they have a great life? Is it because they go to church and they praise the Lord? Is it because they have a relationship with God? Is that the thing that you desire above all else? Or is that the thing you look at somebody's life and you say, man, I really wish I had that? Is that the very top of your priority? Or verse 5, how blessed is the man whose strength is in you? Do you look at the person who isn't famous, isn't successful, isn't rich, and yet has joy and confidence in the Lord because they understand their sin and know their sins were placed upon Christ? I desire to be humble. I look at the humble man, the man who maybe he has a big house, maybe he has a small house, the man who maybe has a nice car, maybe he has a Civic like myself. Right? I look at the man who is content and confident in the work of Christ, whose strength is in God, and that man is blessed. The man that worries about nothing else but understands the work of God upon the cross, that man is blessed. Do you feel the same? Do you look at anybody and you say, surely the person who has confidence in the finished work of Christ, that is the man who is blessed, and that's the man who I want to be like. And then lastly, verse 10. For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 outside. I would rather stand at the threshold of the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness. If you could do anything with your life, if you could be anything, if you could spend 1,000 days doing anything, would your greatest desire to be in the presence of God. And yes, it's referring to the temple, so the courts refers to the temple. It's not saying that I'd spend 1,000 days at Faith Bible Church. The emphasis is I'd spend 1,000 days in the presence of the Lord praising Him. Or I'd spend one day, forgive me, one day praising God is better than 1,000 days, unlimited days. It's a metaphor. Unlimited days anywhere else. One day in the presence of God, praising God in relationship with God is better than 1,000 days outside of that. Do you mean it? Is that your greatest desire, to praise the Lord, to be in a relationship with God, to be in the presence of the Lord? Is that better than anything else for you? Think about it. And now, if you said yes, how have you spent your summer? Congratulations, a lot of you have been very faithful to do the Psalm Summer Challenge. I have been faithful to do the Psalm Summer Challenge because I have to film these videos. Outside of the Psalm Summer Challenge, how are you doing? How do you spend the rest of your day? You spend maybe 30 minutes on this, and then how much time do you spend watching TV, or how much time do you spend with your friends, or how much time do you spend doing anything else? Is it true that your greatest desire, if you had any free time, if you could do anything with your life, your greatest desire would to be in the presence of God? Think about it. Does your heart and your soul long and yearn for the courts of the Lord? Are the people that are blessed, are the people that you consider most blessed and most fortunate and have the greatest reason to be happy, those that know the Lord and trust in Him? What do you desire? What do you want? Is the presence and the praise of God your foremost desire? And I want to push this today above all days. But yes, Psalm Summer Challenge we do every morning. Most of you do before like noon on average. And then what do you do for the rest of the day? And if I'm saying this now, if you spend 30 minutes before noon on Psalm Summer Challenge, and then the Psalms are completely behind you for the rest of the day, you said, all right, I got it done, I'm not going to think about the Psalms or what I learned or the Lord for the rest of the day, then you miss it. That's why we call it devotions, because we are devoting our heart to God. And this is something that I want you guys to think about at least for the rest of the day. Continue to think, if I'm doing something right now, and maybe if you're doing chores, and man, I really wish I was praising God. Or if you look at your life, you sit down on the couch and you pop open the TV. Is this, what do I desire more? Do I desire this TV, or do I desire the Lord? What is my greatest want? And it isn't automatically sin. It's not sin to go sit down on the TV. It's not wrong. It's not sin to go play a video game. No. But I want you to consider, what is my greatest desire? Do I desire the Lord? Do I desire to praise the Lord? Or do I just seek my own comfort and my own happiness? Think about it. What does your heart and your soul long for? All right, an awesome psalm. Questions in the description, not the comments. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.